Hello, welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I'm going to explain Excel cursors. Probably, you already noticed. The mouse pointer in Excel for the web will take on different shapes depending on the context of your work. In order to use Excel efficiently, you really should understand how Excel cursors work. Here are some of the most common ones and its related functionality. When the mouse pointer is over the ribbon, tabs, context menus, the scroll bar, or the status bar, arrow cursor shape appears. It indicates that you can click commands on the ribbon or menus to perform actions or click a tab to switch tabs. For example, I change the background color of the cell by clicking the Fill Color button, and switch to Sheet 2 by clicking the Sheet tab. And the standard mouse pointer is this one, the General Select shape. When you move the mouse over cells, the pointer changes to the shape. It looks like a fat white plus sign. You can use this pointer to select individual cell, or to select multiple cells by clicking and dragging over them. If hold down the Control key at the same time, you can select cells that are non-contiguous. Once the cells are selected, you can apply formatting on the selection or copy the range. If you hover the mouse over the border of a selection, like this one, the General Select pointer changes to the grab hand shape. You can then click and drag the selection to move it to a new location within the worksheet. When Control key is pressed at the same time, you can click and drag to copy the data to another location within worksheet. The pointer is a useful tool for rearranging and organizing data in your worksheet, as it allows you to quickly move or copy cells without having to manually cut and paste them. Please note it's not working if non-adjacent cells are selected. Excel for the web uses a different shape for moving an object. The Move an Object mouse pointer looks like a four-headed arrow, with arrows pointing up, down, left, and right. The shape appears when the mouse hovers over certain objects or elements in the worksheet, such as a picture, a chart, or a dialog box. The pointer is used to indicate that an object can be clicked and dragged to a new location or resized. To move an object, click on the object and drag it to the desired location, then release the mouse button to drop the object there. Here, I move the dialog box to a new location. To resize an object, click on one of the sizing handles, usually small squares or circles around the object, and drag the handle to increase or decrease the size of the object. Here, I resize the shape. If you move the mouse pointer up here over the column header, you get the hand pointer. It indicates that you can click on column letter to quickly select an entire column. I select column F here. By clicking and dragging over column headings, you can select multiple columns. I select column D through column H here. If hold down Control key at the same time, non-adjacent columns can be selected. Column B, E, G are selected. Same as on column headings. If you move the mouse pointer over the row header, you can use the hand pointer to select an entire row. multiple rows, or non-adjacent rows. When you hover the mouse over a hyperlink, the hand shape appears as well. You can click on the link to follow it. Like in the video. I click the link and go to sheet 6. Then I click a link there to switch back to sheet 3. The pointer is a useful tool for working with large datasets or when you need to make changes to an entire row or column. For instance, applying formatting. Inserting or deleting a row. Now if you move the cursor on the grid line between two columns, you get column resize mouse pointer. It looks like two thin vertical lines with arrows pointing to the left and right. You can click and drag to the right or left to increase or decrease the width of a column. You can use this pointer to resize one column at a time or multiple columns at once by selecting multiple column headers before clicking and dragging. Also, you can double-click to auto-fit column width. Here, I have two cells with different length of text in column I. I move the cursor on the grid line between column I and column J. When column resize mouse pointer appears, I double-click, and the width of column I is changed to fit the longest text in the column. The column resize mouse pointer is a useful tool for adjusting the layout and formatting of your worksheet, as it allows you to easily resize columns to fit the content or to make the worksheet more visually appealing. There is a shape for resizing row height as well. It looks like two thin horizontal lines with arrows pointing up and down. When you hover the mouse over the boundary between two row headers, the pointer will change to the row height resize shape. To resize a row using the pointer, simply click and drag the boundary between the row headers up or down to adjust the height of the row. You can use this pointer to resize one row at a time or multiple rows at once by selecting multiple row headers before clicking and dragging. You can double-click to auto-fit row height. Here, I have two cells with different size of text in row 5. I move the cursor on the grid line between row 5 and row 6. When row resize mouse pointer appears, I double-click, and the height of row 5 is adjusted to fit the biggest text in the row. Same as column resize mouse pointer. The row resize mouse pointer is a useful tool for adjusting the layout and formatting of your worksheet. At the beginning of this video, I showed you how to move a cell with the grab hand shape after selecting it. If you double-click the cell, or click the formula bar, or press F2 once, you get the I-beam cursor. It looks like the shape of the capital letter I. You can enter or edit data inside the cell by typing text at the location of the cursor. The I-beam cursor can also be used to select text within a cell. To do this, click and drag the I-beam cursor over the text you want to select. Once the text is selected, you can perform various actions on it, such as copying, cutting, or formatting the text. When editing or entering data in cells, if the data has patterns, you can use the fill handle. The fill data shape looks like a thin plus. It can fill data or extend a data series. To use the pointer, First select the cell or range of cells that you want to fill. Then, hover the mouse over the bottom right corner of the selection until the shape appears. Click and drag the pointer to the right or down to fill the adjacent cells with the same data as the selected cell or cells. The Fill Data pointer is a useful tool for quickly filling a range of cells with a variety of patterns and sequences, including numbers, dates, times, text, and more. For example, you can use it to fill a series of cells with a sequence of numbers or dates, or to fill a range of cells with a formula or text. Excel for the web also has two shapes related to row or column selection in an Excel table. Hover the cursor over the first column of a row in a table and it will change into a rightward pointed arrow. When you click, the entire row will be selected. I select row 3, here. If click and drag over rows, multiple rows will be selected. Row 2 to row 5 are selected. While holding down the Control key, you can click to select non-adjacent rows. Row 3 and row 7 are selected here. Hover over the border of a selection. When the grab hand appears, you can move the selection to a new location in the table. I move row 6 to above of row 2. Similarly, hover the cursor over the column header of a table and it will change into a downward pointed arrow. Now when you click once, the data body of the column will be selected. Click again. The entire column with header will be highlighted. If click and drag over column headings, multiple columns will be selected. While holding down the Control key, you can click to select non-adjacent columns. With the grab hand shape, you can move selected column or columns to a new location in the table. Last cursor shape I would like you to know is the Format Painter. It is used to quickly apply the same formatting, such as color, font style and size, or border style, from one object to another one. Think of it as copying and pasting for formatting. Select a cell that has the formatting that you want to copy. On the Home tab, select Format Painter in the clipboard group. The cursor changes to a paintbrush icon. Use the brush to paint over a selection of cells to apply the formatting. Here, I apply the same formatting from cell I9 to C5. Unfortunately, this only works once in Excel for the web. If you want to apply the same formatting to other cells as well, you need to click the Format Painter again before selecting the other cells. So, if I want to apply the same formatting to I13, I need to click the Format Painter first. This is the end of the video. Hope this can help you navigate Excel and perform various tasks more efficiently and you enjoyed this video. Please like and share it and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it yet. And I would love to hear from you. If you have any comments or questions, Please leave messages in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching.